What's up, DCI family? Happy Monday, September 20th. Excuse me, got something in my throat. Got to clear my throat 1 second. I'm muted for that. All right. Thank you guys for joining. We have great information. Hope you to make you guys as much money as possible. Playing a little money dance to get this call going. This is a new hire training for those of you who are recently onboarded. Wanted to cover, kind of our key priorities and what you guys need to be successful and make as much money as possible. Because honestly, that's my goal when I visit stores. Is I want to train the reps, train the teams to be as successful as possible and make that cash money. So can everyone hear me okay? Can everyone see my screen?
Got you loud and clear.
All right, thank you so much. So we'll go ahead and hop into it. So let's start with our priorities. So these are the goals you guys should be focused on. Every month, Boost will have the list of priorities, and a lot of times they may be very similar from month to month, but it's what we need to be focusing on for each and every customer interaction coming into your store. And keep in mind, your guys' stores that are Boost stores, you are specialty stores. And what I mean by that is when people come to your store, they're typically looking for a Boost mobile product, right? It's not like going to the grocery store where you can get, milk and cheese and 1,000 other different products. They're coming specifically for Boost. So you need to have all these priorities aligned and you are executing with every opportunity you see. And honestly, would love to see you guys get outside of your four walls and drag in additional business as well. So the priorities we have, which I'll go into in more detail, but just kind of go through with you really quickly, is our family plans and AAL. There's a lot of acronyms when it comes to prepaid. AAL stands for add a line. This is important because it focuses on multi-line plans and increases CLV, another acronym for you. That's your customer lifetime value. In other words, customers who are on a family plan are more likely to stay with Boost longer, and we care a lot about 3rd-month payment and 6-month payment and beyond. So when you have a customer who is responsible not only for their line, but maybe their spouse's line or their children's line, it's much more likely that customer is going to stick with Boost than a single line sale. So that's why that family plans and add-on lines is a big priority. Next, which I would say really is our biggest priority right now, is Ebbp Program. And that acronym stands for Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. Kind of a way to think of it, they had Obama phones back in the day. This is like Biden broadband, or, whatever phrase works for you. But what it is a free internet program for your customers, 6 months to a year, where they sign up they pay one time for a hotspot or one time for a device, and they have their service free for 6 months to a year. All right, we'll get into that in a little bit as well. Again, I'll go in depth into all these, but just want to give you an overview to start. The network upgrade, aka SDDN, that acronym is same device, different network. In other words, there's a list of customers who are on the old Sprint network, and they have what's called an SN SIM. If you think of it, SN as Sprint network, then you go to the TN network or T-Mobile network. So switching customers off that old network to our new network is a big priority for us. Next, we have our UPP, which is Unlimited Plan Plus. That's basically your $60 plan. That's the easy way to think of that one. And there's a lot of benefits on that $60 plan. And why is this so important? Well, the margins are very slim right now. The profit that Dish makes with Boost on a $50 plan is much more profitable if we can sell the $60 plan. It helps us have these amazing promos that we have. It helps us keep our phone costs low for port-ins and helps fund future promotions as well. So really important that we push our $60 plan. And then we also have our VAS/BYOD, which is Value Added Services. That's your VAS, which is anything like insurance, international calling, K-Health, and BYOD is Bring Your Own Device. So lots of acronyms. So if you're new to wireless, kind of get used to it. You're going to get them all day, every day. But once you kind of get them down, they're pretty easy because you're going to hear the same ones over and over and over. All right, so that's our September priorities. Now, before I break down these priorities in more details for you, I want to give you guys some success. If you're a new rep to your store, One of the biggest keys to success in the wireless industry is your attitude, what you bring to work when you cross that threshold walking into your door. If your attitude and enthusiasm plays a huge role in your individual success. I always tell people, whatever problems you have at home, you got to leave those at the door before you go into work, because it's all about, doing the best you can while you're at your job. So I know we all have things going on. We all have stresses, but you want to leave those at the door when you're at work. You want to have that positive attitude. You want to have that enthusiasm, because you're going to get the most out of every interaction you guys see. It really does take a huge role in your guys' success. When a customer comes in your door, you want to be the first person to greet every single customer walking in. You're going to want to maximize every sales opportunity to become as profitable as possible while addressing every customer need. What does that mean? Getting out behind your counters. Got to be, if you're sitting down behind your point of sale station, I know a lot of us are wearing masks again now. You can have your mask on, that's fine. But get out behind your point of sale station, greet your customer, give them that warm greeting, and find out how you can help them. Be attentive, be enthusiastic. So being the best is going to start with your everyday approach. So you guys aren't clerks in your store. You're considered solutions consultants, right? This is a career. So I'm with DCI now. I'm 40 now, old dude, but I started back when I was like 19 years old, and I started in the same place as every kind of new hire. I started as a frontline sales rep, went from a frontline sales rep to a manager, from a manager to a regional manager. Then I got on a corporate as an internal sales support rep, to an account executive, to an ISM, to project manager, to DCI. So this is a career. When you're in wireless, once you know this field, you have so many doors open up to you. So when you get in here, you have to bring your best every single day. You are a solutions consultant for these customers, and you want to act like that when you're in your store. One of my favorite quotes is actually from Deion Sanders back when prime time when he was playing football. It was, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you sell good. If you sell good, you get paid good. Now I tweaked a little bit. It was, if you feel good, you play good. If you play good, you get paid good. I just tweaked that a little bit for our wireless industry to selling, right? But you want to look like a professional. You don't want to go in there. When I visit a store and I see a guy and he's in some mesh shorts and in a t-shirt, it's like, what are you doing? There's so many stores out there. Have some pride in yourself. Be a professional. That would never fly if you're at like a Best Buy or you're any big store. You're gonna have a uniform, and we have that for Boost as well. All of our stores are locally owned. So if you're at a branded location, a 4.0 location, you are the face of our brand. Boost does not have any corporate owned prepaid stores, right? Our branded stores are that. They should have that same look and feel and professionalism. And to be the best, you need to have that professionalism for yourself as well. So when it comes to that employee appearance, what do we expect? Every employee has to have a Boost branded shirt or a plain shirt with a name tag on it. If you're wearing a jacket or sweater, and when it gets cold here in the next couple months, just make sure you have that tag or lanyard on so it's visible to your customers. Those lanyards are available. We can get them to you from us at DCI. We can get you shirts as well. They're also on SPG Goods if you want to buy them yourself. But reach out to us and we'll be happy to hook you up with some shirts and lanyards if you need them. You want to make sure that you look professional and you are meeting this dress code every day. So pants, jeans, shorts, skirts, capris is fine. No open-toed shoes. Make sure you have your Boost branded shirt or a lanyard on at all times. All right, so let's get into our priorities, right? One of our big priorities here is the $60 Unlimited Plus plan, where UPP is what you guys are going to hear a lot of, right? So what does that bring? Our $60 plan is awesome, okay? One of the biggest qualifying questions I get for this plan is I ask the customer, do you by chance watch Hulu, Vudu, Netflix, any streaming service? Do you watch any streaming services on your phone? That's one of my qualifying questions before I give a suggestion. If they say yes, I'm automatically going to go to my $67 rate plan pitch. Now you see on here it says 60. I never say 60. I'm going to say 67 if it's one line, and obviously I'm not even going to quote that until I ask how many people in their family need a device, because I might bundle lines 2, 3, and 4, right? Well, let's say that in this example, it's a one-line opportunity. I'm going to be bundling that $67 pitch for unlimited talk, text, data, high definition video streaming, protection on their device. They get a 30 gig hotspot, and they're going to get free K-Health, which is an $8 a month value, which allows them to do virtual doctor visits right from their phone. So think of the time it takes to, go see a doctor, get a prescription filled, wait in the lobby, do all that stuff, right? This is all now included with K-Health. And if you guys take the training in STAR, guess what? I believe they extended it out where you guys can get this free as well as on a trial. But you can have your own doctor. So like if you need blood pressure medication, you could text the doctor, hey, I ran out of medication, and they'll send it right to your local pharmacy, whatever that may be, Walgreens, Jewels, whatever. But they'll send it right to your local pharmacy. You can just go pick it up. So it gets rid of the long doctor visits. It's 24/7. So anyone, even if you have kids, it's fine. You can cover your whole family with this and ask the questions. You have live, real doctors there for any of your health conditions or questions. As long as that kid's 3+, they would be covered in this as well. Obviously, if they're younger than that, they need to go to their primary physician. But this it's been rated over 10,000 5-star reviews, right? So this is awesome. It's not just for little coughs and things like that, but anything from tooth infections to diabetes treatment. There's over 400 conditions this can help you with, and this is free for any customer on the $60 plan. So now I preface this with do they use any streaming services, right? So they do that. Boost is the only carrier that has high definition video streaming. So they're going to want to go on that plan. And I bundled in protection because value-added services, which I'll get to in a minute, you want to make sure that's bundled at point of sale. So they get all of these benefits for the $60 plan. It's fantastic. Now you may wonder, well, can you get K-Health on a $50 plan? Yeah, you can, but it's $8 per month, right? So you're already at $58 here, and that's without protection. You add protection on that, you're at $64, and you don't have any high def streaming. You have only 12 gigs of hotspot instead of 30 gigs of hotspot. So for $3 more, essentially, for $67 a month, you get that high def streaming. Instead of 12 gigs of hotspot, you're getting 30 gigs of hotspot, and you're getting that K-Health included. So this is our bread and butter plan. This should be your lead pitch offer. And you always want to start high. Again, I'm giving you a one-line example here, because if you say 67, it's going to stick. If you say 60, and then you get to the point, do you want to add $7 for insurance? They're going to tell you no, majority of the time, right? But if you bundle it from the start, they call that the assumption close, that number will stick. And you will have not only the unlimited plan plus, but also a value added service included in that pitch. If you're doing 2, 3, or 4 lines, make sure you know your bundles with those 2, 3, or 4 lines included with protection. And if you really want to be a rock star, you can also include the price of your device and your setup fees and give them one pitch out the door. So you could say, like, totally out your door today, it's going to be $250. That's for your phone, your month of service, your unlimited talk, text, data, protection, K-Health, all that included, right? So you want to get those bundles down to give them the best price possible. What I'm doing here is just kind of giving you the rate plan bundle. Any questions on the unlimited plan plus before I move forward? All right, just one last thing on this plan. So for that K-Health benefit, they don't want to download that app right away. They will get a text message with the link for them to sign up. So if they do get a $6 plan, they will get a text message, and they can reply to that and sign up, and then they will get the download for the app. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware. You don't want to download K-Health right away. You want to make sure you respond to the Boost text message. All right, moving on to family plans and add-a-line. So we just pitched the $60 plan. I talked about that was for one line. I didn't, I said there's also opportunities if there's 2, 3, or 4 lines. Never assume a one-line sale, right? You always want to qualify with how many people in your family need a device today. And when I secret shop doors, a lot of times I go in there by myself. I'm not getting qualified that way. So that's a big miss, right? Because who knows if I have someone else in my family or my personal life that might need an extra line of service. So our two bread and butter plans are our 50 and our 60. Obviously, I'm pushing you guys to sell the 60, which is really 57 or 67, right? Because we always want to bundle protection as well. But you can do add-a-lines in those as well. A $30 add-a-line essentially gives you everything that's on the $50 plan. So that's unlimited talk, text, and data, and 12 gigs hotspot. It does not have the high definition video streaming. It does not have the 30 gigs of data. You can mix and match these, right? So let's say you have two lines. You could do a $60 plan and a $30 plan. Let's say you're a big user, you want the high def streaming, you want all those the chaos benefits. You can do that. So that'd be 2 for $90, but keep in mind we want to bundle in the $7 protection on each line as well. So that would take it to 2 for $114. So two lines. $114 a month, unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection. The primary would have the high definition streaming and K-Health. The secondary line, it doesn't need to have K-Health, right? Because it's already on the primary, that'll cover that. It's just they won't have that high definition streaming or as much hotspot. If you did want all those benefits, you could do the $40 plan, or let's say 47, bundling protection in it as well. But you can get up to 5 lines per account. So if you want to pitch to a small business, you can pitch 5 lines at 67, or line 1 at 67, lines 2, 3, and 4 at 37, line 1 at 50, lines 2, 3, and 4 at 37, or mix and match, right? These are our biggest selling plans. I keep saying 57 and 67, even though if you're looking online, you see 50 and 60, because again, I am bundling in protection to all of the sales that I do. It's easy for a customer to tell me no. And I never take the first no. I'm going to overcome that objection and say, hey, you know what? I honestly really want you to leave the store with your phone protected. The majority of phones break within the first 30 days. If you want to take it off down the road, you can take it off down the road, but let's leave with your device protected. What happens in that scenario is the majority of time it sticks. They're not going to take it off. They want to have that covered. But if you pitch them a 50 or 60, as I said earlier, and you want to add $7 for insurance, it won't work. Again, the power of words is important. You notice I keep saying protection. People like to have their phone protected. They don't want to pay for insurance. All right. Now, we do have other plans for BYODs, which is bring your own device, which is another one of our priorities here. Customers can get phones for as low as $10, $15, $25, which is basically just going to be able to talk and text. Even the $25 plan only has 5 gigs. That's nothing. Customers are going to run out of that in a day. They're going to download Facebook and be out of data. $15 for 2 gigs, 10 for 1 gig. Now, that doesn't mean there's no segment for this. This is great for maybe your older customers who just want to make and receive a phone call. They come in, they have their old phone. You can switch into Boost and put them in one of these low plans. So there are good options there for those low-cost customers. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the art of the greeting. These customers come in. My favorite way to talk to customers when they walk in your door, right? We talk about what plans we're going to pitch to them, but how do we get to that? It starts with your greeting, right? So my favorite greeting is, hi, are you here for our promos? I love this greeting so much. I use it every time I'm in the store, and it just works on every level. Hi, are you here for our promos, right? So there's 3 options the customers are going to say. No, I'm just here to pay a bill. What promos do you have going on? Or, yeah, I saw you have an iPhone special going, or whatever the deal they may see, right? So it works for every situation. Let's say they say, no, I'm here to pay a bill. Oh, well, that's great news. We have promotions for our bill payment customers as well. And then I'm going to pivot to EBB opportunities, which we'll cover in a second. So a free internet hotspot to increase the data on their phone. I can pivot to, we have a great deal on add-a-line. You can get a $200 phone for as low as $15. I can check and see if they're eligible for upgrade, and I can pivot to you're eligible for an upgrade on your phone. So no matter what the scenario, I'm going to be able to offer them a promotion. The next customer comes in and says, what promotions do you have going on? You obviously got to qualify them with. What carrier are you with currently? If they're with, Metro, Cricket, Verizon, whoever, AT&T, then you can be looking at port-in opportunity, which shows you they're going to get port-in pricing. You also want to find out how many lines they have. And the third customer who maybe sees your posters in the door, yeah, I see you have a free internet poster in your door. Can you tell me about that? Yeah, we have emergency broadband program, free internet 6 months to a year. Do you by chance get SNAP or Medicaid, or were you financially affected last year by COVID? Boom. So that greeting, the art of your greeting, can really simplify your sales experience, and it will always work. I see customers, reps, dealers in store, and they'll do it, and they're like, oh, but I know these guys. They've come in before, so I didn't do it this time. Well, you never know what changes in your customer's life from month to month, so I strongly recommend you use this greeting each and every time. All right, let's move on to the EBB, Emergency Broadband Benefit, aka Obama phones, aka Biden broadband, however you want to look at it. This is phenomenal, okay? This program is going to be here for 6 months after the government says COVID is no longer an issue in the US. And with Delta spiking, it's not going to be anytime soon. I know they just put another few billion into this program a couple months ago. And we have a Democratic president right now, so I think this program will last for a long time. So when I say 6 months to a year, everything I heard says it's going to be a year of free service. I like to just caution, give a little caution to the wind, saying you may have to requalify for 6 months. Even though I do hear a year, I'm just a little more cautious in my pitch, just in case anything changes, because I do know it's going to be here 6 months after COVID's gone. That's the rules of the program. So there's specific rules to apply. Anyone who has low income can receive this, which is less than $20,000 on the last W-2. They might need some proof to apply. If they get SNAP or Medicaid, which is like food stamps, or Medicaid, they're probably going to qualify. 99% of those customers are going to qualify. Also, you can only have one benefit per household. So there's 2 plans with EBB. So it's called Emergency Broadband, right? But there's also a handset plan, which is phenomenal, okay? Both of these plans have a $0 monthly cost to your customer. The mobile broadband plan gives you 35 gigs of high-speed data. And if a customer walked into your store, let's say they didn't qualify, and they wanted to get this, they could. It would cost them $50 a month for 35 gigs of high-speed data. So this value is huge. This is like a $600 value the customer's getting for free. You can never do any bolt-ons, so you can't bundle protection on a hotspot or on a handset. The EBB, the government's paying the bill each month. They only pay that flat $50. Now there are on the hotspot a 1 gig or 2 gigabyte add-on, which is $5 or $10 extra for the customer. Not worth it. No one's doing that, right? So that's out there, but the plan has 35 gigs. And it's free. Why would you pay an extra $5 for 1 gig or $10 for 2 gigs, right? So it's out there if they really want it, but I have not yet seen that in the field, and this has been out here for about 4 months now. No plan restarts available as well. The handset plan, also $0 to your customer. They get everything that's included on our $50 plan, which is unlimited talk, text, and data. The data does throttle up 35 gigs. They get the 12 gigabyte hotspot that is basically all in one bucket. It pulls from that 35 gigs. And they cannot do bolt-on, so you can't do Boost Shield on that. Now, if you sell a hotspot plan to your customer, which is, in my opinion, the easiest sell, right? Because as I mentioned at the start of your store, we're not a grocery store. There's not 1,000 products. They're coming in your door looking for Boost. So they're going to come in my door. They're going to look for Boost. I'm going to give them that Boost phone or 2 phones or 3 phones. And then I'm going to ask them if they, by chance, get SNAP or Medicaid or are financially impacted by COVID last year. And I will qualify them for the broadband, so I can turn a 1-line sale into a 2-line sale, because that mobile broadband is a one-time $25 cost to your customer, and they own it. So they'll own that device for $25. It's a one-time fee, but there's no charge for service. Now on the handset plan, they pay for the phone the exact same as what a new customer would pay. If it's a port-in, they pay port-in pricing. If it's a new customer, they pay new customer pricing. It's actually more profitable for the dealer to do EBB on a handset, because you can charge a $25 setup fee on the handset. There is no setup fee on the mobile broadband option. So how do you pitch this, right? So offer it to every payment customer. Customer comes in, are you here for our promos? That's the greeting, right? No, I'm here to pay my bill. Well, do you by chance qualify for any government assistance programs, like any help with food, clothing, or shelter? The reason I ask is if you do, there's a great chance I can get you a hotspot with 35 gigs of high-speed data free for 6 months to a year. All you have is a one-time $25 payment for the device. Now, when you give that pitch, you're going to get a lot of, no, I already have internet at home. Do not ever accept the first no in sales. So I hear that a lot in stores. Okay, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, I understand that, but this is totally different from your home internet. This is mobile. So your Boost phone you're paying your bill for today, you have 35 gigs of high-speed data on that. If you turn this hotspot on, you connect it to your phone, you can actually double that and get 70 gigs of high-speed data, and you're going to pay nothing per month. It's totally free for you. Every single month, there's nothing added to your bill. It's just that one-time payment, but then you own the device. And if your kids go with you and travel, you can connect it to their tablets, to their gaming systems, whatever you want, anytime you're in the car. So it's not a replacement for your home internet. It's for when you're on the go. All right. Next pitch is offering to every customer complaints about running out of data. Just as I just said, if your customers come in, man, I hit my 35 gigs, now my data is so slow, qualify them for Ebbp, connect it to their phone, now they have an extra 35 gigs of data they pay nothing for. And I also use it as a pivot to overcome objections to add-a-line. So if you want to do an add-a-line for your customer, they say, no, I don't need to do an add-a-line. You can tell them, what if I told you I can give you unlimited talk, text, and data plus a 12 gig hotspot with no payments for wireless usage for 6 months to a year. You can use it as a backup phone, a home phone, or for your kids. All you do is just have to pay for the device and a one-time setup fee. And then lastly, if you feel uncomfortable asking about if they're qualified for WIC or SNAP, you can just use the pitch. Was your income affected by COVID last year? If you are affected, you may qualify for our new Ebbp program where you can get 35 gigs of hotspot for free every month, 6 months to a year, right? So those are 4 great examples on how to pitch. And if you need a copy of this deck, I'll send it out to all of your DCI account managers. They can forward this to you if you want to read this in more detail. Now, the easiest way to do Ebbp, right? So when it came out, it was a very laborious process and it took about, 30, 40 minutes to process it. Now we got it down to about 10 minutes. It's down to a science. So the easiest way to do it is by going to this checklifeline.org/lifeline. You fill out the information for your customer, you create an account for them, and you have to click, if they have SNAP or Medicaid, initial the boxes, and then you're going to move forward to step 2. So if you see in the slides here, I bookmarked this site as Ebbp step 1 at all of my doors. The next site I bookmark is Ebbp step 2. And where I get this from is just the boostmobile.com site, the site every customer in the world has access to. You scroll down and you find where it says free internet and you click on check eligibility. What the bookmark I have linked in this deck, it simply takes you to that exact same slide, but without having to scroll down and click on the check eligibility. But so this is your Ebbp step 2. So check 1, you do NatVer, you're going to do national verification number. You want to write it down. Step 2, you're going to go to the boostmobile.com site, scroll down to where it says free internet, click on check eligibility, enter the zip code, enter your customer's information, and then once you're all done, you will sign them up. You'll get an enrollment ID. When you're done with the Boost site, you get that enrollment ID. You log out, you log back in with the enrollment ID, and then you're going to see a box at the very top that says service activation. It looks like an Xbox symbol or a power symbol. It's at the very top of your screen because you don't see the promo code until you actually click on that box. You click on that box, you scroll down, you see that promo code. You just copy that code. Then you go into your sales portal and activate it as you normally would. When you get to the part where it says select a plan, let's say you're doing a hotspot, it'll be on the it'll show $50 35 gigabyte plan. You click on promo code, you paste that number in, and then it'll show you the $0 plan. Then you should continue and you activate for your customer. After that, you want to go back to the same site that you had the promo code. Just enter your customer's number in that was assigned to them. Click on the 2 checkboxes below, and then take it out of your inventory. You're good to go. So it's much quicker. It's much easier. Once you do 1 or 2, you're going to find it's pretty quick and easy cakewalk. Just that extra step 1 and step 2 to qualify them and get that promo code. All right, SDDN. Let's move on to the next priority. That same device, different network. SN to TN upgrades. Basically, old Sprint network SIMs upgrading to T-Mobile network SIMs. So why is it so important and how to process it, right? That SN network, which we still have a lot of customers on, believe it or not, a lot of customers still on that, is scheduled to shut off January 1st. That means if your store has 25% of customers who are still on the SN network, on January 1st, their phones may not work at all. If they get shut down on January 1st, their phones will not work. it's very important if a customer comes in and they are eligible to switch to that new network, you are switching them in store. Your store does make a profit off of doing this, so it's not like you're wasting your time. You're helping your customers out and you're helping your store out. You'll basically know the process when you log into your customer's account. It'll tell you, do they need just a new SIM? It'll tell you if they need not only a new SIM, but a new device. Maybe that customer's been around for 4 years and they have a device that's so old. Yep, I'm sorry, is there a question? All right, there's a question, just let me know. You guys can hop in anytime. But if that customer, say they have an old device, right, that's like 4 years old, they'll have to upgrade their phone and get a new SIM, but they must do it. We're in crunch time now, guys. It's September 20th. We got 2 months and 10 days to get all those customers on the new network. And if you're not on mute, can you please mute your phone? Unless you have a question, then feel free to speak up. So you'll see the message in the portal if the plan's mapped or not. Most of all our plans are now mapped. So it's simply going to be pop a SIM and they're good to go, or they need to upgrade their device and get a new SIM. But just follow your prompts in your portal and it'll tell you what you need to do for that customer. So there is a cheat sheet included in this deck, which I'm not going to read through now, but it basically gives you all scenarios if your customer is going from SN to TN and that phone's capable or not capable. All right, next we'll talk about value-added services. I've been kind of hitting on this throughout this entire deck. It's anything that's a reoccurring charge on your customer's account. You'll hear it as VAS. On a scorecard, it'll say VAS. That means value-added services. That's any extra thing you pay for. Boost Shield, international calling, premium caller ID, K-Health, all falls into that bucket. Every customer should walk out your door with at least one value-added service included. We talked about the assumption close earlier. So say it's one line and they don't use any streaming services. They don't use Hulu, they don't use Netflix, they don't need K-Health. All right, for that customer, they don't want any of that stuff. No worries, we'll take care of you. It's $57 a month, unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection on your phone. Again, I'm never going to say 50, I'm never going to say 60. I'm always going to bundle in protection on that customer's device. Let them tell me no. I'll try to overcome that no. But I always start there because it's easy to go down, but it's very hard to go back up when you're talking price to a customer. And it goes back to, there's a reason, think about when you go to any fast food restaurant. There's a reason why you get value meals instead of items one by one. So when you're doing your pitch, like if you're doing a 2 for $80, say you're doing a $50 plan and a $30 plan, you don't pitch 2 for $80, it's 2 for $94. Bundle that insurance in, assume they're going to want that protection on there. And, if you have international calling, again, you can add that as well. Lastly, just want to touch briefly. It's not on a priority, but it is a priority to me because this is how, like I said when I started this, I want you guys to make as much money as possible. I want to talk about Smile and Dial. So any branded location should have access to Smile and Dial. You have to complete Smile and Dial training in STAR if you're a new rep, and you also have to complete the Do Not Call List training. To do that, you're going to get a box of leads for your door. It'll be 4 categories: customers who sign up in month 1 and month 2 as a check-in call, your third month, month 3 and month 4 check-in call, your pre-6 MR check-in call, because we care about 3rd month payment, we care about 6th month payment, and your SDDN swaps. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. You need to grasp how great this is if you have this available in your area. I know some states like Indiana don't have it, but if you have this available, this is unique to Boost. Other carriers do not have it. So if you look here, I see 74 customers on this list that are SDDN SIM swap capable. Same device, different network. So I can call those customers and offer them, a free SIM card to switch their phone to the TN network. What's one of the biggest advantages of doing that? Why would I switch it? Well, 1, the old network's going to shut off. But 2, you'll now be able to be on your phone and surf the internet at the same time. People were asking for that ability for years and years and years with Boost, and now we have it. And we're not charging a customer anything to do this SIM swap. Coming in, we'll take care of it for you for free. Now, if they have to get a new phone, obviously that's a little different because they have to do an upgrade and they would have upgrade pricing. But a lot of these customers just need to pop the SIM out of their old phone and put the new SIM in. Now, every one of these boxes is of value when you go when you think about Ebbp, right? So I don't care who I'm calling. You know, Ebbp's only been out for 3.5 months. So I'm on 3 months 4 check-in, that pre-6 MR check-in. I can call them. Not only can I talk about SDDN possibly, not only can I talk about add-a-lines, but I could also talk about Ebbp, give them free internet. So my sample call to a customer, the calls always come from your store number. You'll see your customer's number and you'll see what phone model they have. You know, there's a whole training I can do on Smile Dial, which we'll do at a later date. I'm just touching on it now so you guys have a little bit of knowledge about it. But you call a customer up, hi, this is Adam over at Boost on University. You got your LG Stylo 5 from us. I just want to give you a courtesy call and check and see how your service is working. I always start my calls with courtesy call to check and see how your service is working. I tell them what model their phone's at, and I tell them the store that they bought it from, because these are your own customers from your own door. So I don't sound like a bill collector. I sound like the rep who sold them the phone, and customers love it. I'm just checking on your service. That's why I always start my Smile Dial calls off. Now, then I'm going to pivot to my sales opportunity. They're going to even tell me, oh, everything's fine. Or if there's something going on, I'll talk about it and I'll see if I can help them. But, you know, let's say they say everything's fine. Okay, perfect. Hey, just want to let you know, we have an amazing new emergency broadband benefit program. Do you by chance get SNAP Medicaid? Were you affected by COVID last year? If you do, I can get you a $600 value. I can get you $35 gigabyte hotspot, which will be free for you for 6 months to a year. All you do is have a one-time $25 charge, and you can add this to your account, which will double your data from 35 gigs to 70 gigs. And if you have kids that travel, you can connect the devices to it as well. You know, so and then I can pivot to SDDN. I can pivot to add-a-lines. But I'm just showing you there's sales opportunities for everyone you talk to, and you just check and see how their service is working, then pivot to your sales opportunity. All right, I know I'm a little bit over today, but I had a lot of good stuff here. I want to make sure you guys heard about it. That is all I have. At this point, we will open it up for any questions. All right, there's no questions. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Have a great day, and we will catch up with you soon. Thank you.